Today I'm here to talk about animal lives. This is a very common question on all the reincarnation subreddits. Could I have been an animal in my past life, or could I be one in my next one? Dr. Ian Stevenson didn't give us much in the area of animal lives. However, because animals don't talk and they can't recall things for us. But we can view animals and we can observe that they many times have quite human characteristics. For instance, I saw a dolphin singing today online. I've seen animals that want to smoke cigarettes. I've seen animals that prefer to stand on two legs, can open doors. And our cat gave us a kiss on each cheek like a Frenchman. At the pound. And yes, of course, we took her home. So these animals were showing a sign that they could possibly have been a human at another life. In other cultures, maybe they view it as stepping down to go into an animal life. However, we can see that animals have much more intelligence than we thought. And many of them have beautiful social structures and languages. So it wouldn't be a step down per se in many things. However, it might be a reduction of stress and a reduction of mental taxation. Think of it as a vacation where, you're between human lives, but you still want to experience the world. You get to float in the ocean or live in the woods and not have to worry about, clothing and social structures. Well, not the same ones we have. Anyways, animals shouldn't be viewed as less than, is my point. And definitely there are instances where animals seem to want to interact with us. That's another example of when it seems like the animal is showing a little bit more than a regular behavior of an animal, a little bit more like a human. And many people have had this experience where an animal will just stop and just stare and be with you for an extended period of time. And people consider this to be a visitation from a dead loved one. So the thought is there that perhaps the consciousness of an animal is maybe loose enough that a human can sort of step in briefly, see through the eyes of the animal, and then step out, not incarnate as this animal for good, or even maybe, yes, just to have that interaction. But these are thoughts on how some of the experiences that we have with animals definitely are more than just an animal staring you down. It feels like, a different experience, and many people have had that. Furthermore, dreams and other ways that we normally find past lives can be used for this. I've heard reports of people remembering past lives in dreams. I myself had one where I was in a primeval sea, very dark, very deep, 50 feet waves, and I wasn't afraid. And I was in a pod of plesiosaurs, and I assume I was one too, because we were just having the time of our life swimming in those giant waves. So I consider that must be a past life, because I'm not even a dinosaur person. I remember having this dream and it felt very real. And I should have been afraid. I should have been deathly afraid to be swimming with these giant sea serpent things. But I wasn't, because I was one of them. Furthermore, you can experience nostalgia when you interact with animals or when you see them in media, and you feel a sense of nostalgia for that life. And I did experience this watching nature videos where I just thought, wow, that was the best life. And I would just love to go back there for one day, And that can happen to you too if you're open to it. You can let me know in the comments if you have any experiences on animal lives, any animals that you've had that brought out certain things. I also heard reports of people being inspired to call their animal a human name that means grandma and not even know that. They just came up with the word and it actually means grandma. So many of these little synchronicities can happen with animals just like they do in the human searches. So be aware that animal lives are possible and it's not a step down. It's a respite and well deserved.